So the Jonathan Majors interview is here, and I'm not gonna lie, I was on a fence about it. I was 50-50. A part of me really liked it, the other part of me was just like, okay, you went a little too soft on the man. Now, the first thing I noticed that came to mind was that this was done on Good Morning America, that's owned by ABC and Disney. So if Disney owns these two other companies and letting Jonathan Major do his first interview on there, that's of course intentional. They want to see how Jonathan Major is going to be received by the public. And that's fine. Now on to the interview. Now, when it came to the interview, I like how they asked straightforward questions, and Jonathan Major just gave straightforward answers. It was none of those Shakespearean text messages like he gave to his ex-girlfriend trying to express his feelings. He just pretty much said, yeah, I messed up. Yeah, I stepped out. Yeah, I would like to know the answers to these questions too. And what I mean by that is, yeah, by how you messed up. And I think a lot of people can relate to this if you're being human and being open-hearted. He stayed in a relationship longer than he should have. Something that he knew that wasn't going to work out. He found somebody that garnered his interest a lot better, and here he is still trying to make it work. Now, we all been guilty of a situation to where we stay in a relationship, not necessarily because we found somebody else, but because we just realized that it's just not going to work, and we're still hanging on to that hope. We'll try to go to therapy. We'll try to talk to friends. We'll try to talk to family. We'll try doing all these activities and new adventures. We'll try doing every single thing under the sun but leaving because, it's lonely out there. And when you find somebody that you feel is of value, you want to try to cherish that, build it, and make it work and get through that struggle. Because you always hear about, hey, marriage and relationships aren't easy. You're going to have that growing pain period. But you never hear the part of, when is it time to go? And Jonathan long past the time he was time to go. He was ready to go. He should have left as soon as he found that other woman. And I'm kind of curious, what's that other woman making good? Now, she was there during the interview looking all serious and upset. And, I won't say upset, maybe more compassionate and empathetic towards the situation. And I'm glad she was there. I'm glad she was there through the trial, through the interview. She really does seem she cares about the man. Now, I know they're both actors and actresses, and they can put on a show for all of us. But from what I can tell so far, it really does seem like she really does care about the man. And I'm all for it. He even said himself he really did feel find his Miss King. And Megan Good, not the white woman. Speaking of the white woman, and he even said he doesn't know how she got her injuries, right? And he was like, hey, I would like to know how she got the injuries. I know I didn't do them. The stuff that he said happened in that car didn't happen. I thought about taking a stand, but I truthfully thought that everybody had such great testimony, there's no need for me to. You should always advocate and speak for yourself. So even though there's nothing else from the Jonathan Majors case, unless your lawyer absolutely tells you no, advocate for your damn self. But, you live and learn. Do I think this is the end of Jonathan Majors' career? No. Do I think after a couple years he'll bounce back in a new role and people are going to be saying how great it was? Yes. I really do think that because Disney owns Good Morning America, that this is just a test. So whenever you look at the comments, you're going to see people's reactions and comments about it. And Disney's going to use that and probably put it on a spreadsheet to gauge what's the risk of having Jonathan Majors in future roles or continuing him in that role came. And then if Disney gives him a chance, the other studio is going to jump on board because Disney's the biggest fish out there. Well, so far, I heard it kind of sinking down a little bit. But we'll see what happens with Disney. But as of right now, this is a gauge, this is a test to see what's going on with Jonathan and where he can go from there. Now, he did talk about how in his past relationships, he was never abusive, never put his hand on another woman. And he even said that, there were options for people to come and testify and they just didn't let it happen, which I thought was kind of odd, but it's interesting. And he even expressed that, one of the biggest fears that he had was calling the police and that he'd losing everything. And that's what ended up happening. He called the police and I won't say he lost everything. He lost a seemingly career that he could regain back. And, but he gained a woman that's been by his side, a woman that's highly desired by a lot of people that seemingly genuinely cares about him. So he may have lost, but he gained something in the process too. And I have a feeling that he's going to bounce back better than ever. If it's not with Disney, then somebody else. Because he's a phenomenal actor. He really is. I still love them in Lovecraft Country. I was really annoyed they didn't have a second season of that. But that's another conversation in itself. But again, he did express that he did want to continue acting. He thinks he deserves a second chance. And if you look at the long list of actors who have what did racial crimes, that did who trafficked drugs or sold drugs, that were drug users and abusers, who were just physical abusers, they all got a second chance and live a very comfortable and happy life. So I don't see why Jonathan Majors should have the exact same thing. And this outside of actors, look at music personalities or musicians. I guess that was sort of the personality to begin with, because not too many musicians we have anymore. But excuse me, it's been science is getting over sickness. But you guys tell me what you think. Did you watch the interview? What did you take away from it? Do you think they should ask some more hardball questions in that two-part thing they posted? Well, anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you very much.